Hello, BookTube. I've got a poem for you today on a bright, sunny Tuesday. Massive winter storm bearing down on almost the whole of the United States. It is going to give New England, Boston, a complete miss. Boston is going to have a warm, drizzly rain, while the rest of you are dealing with monstrous blizzard conditions. So I went back to the Oxford Book of English Verse, and I thought we would commemorate that with a poem about snow. A little predictable, I know, but I've never read this out loud before. This is London Snow by Robert Bridges, the former poet laureate. When men were all asleep, the snow came flying, in large white flakes falling on the city brown, stealthily and perpetually settling and loosely lying, hushing the latest traffic of the drowsy town, deadening, muffling, stifling, its murmurs failing, lazily and incessantly floating down and down, silently sifting and veiling road, roof, and railing, hiding difference, making unevenness even, into angles and crevices softly drifting and sailing. All night it fell, and when full inches 7 it lay in the depth of its uncompacted lightness, the clouds blew off from a high and frosty heaven, and all woke earlier for the unaccustomed brightness of the winter dawning, the strange, unheavenly glare. The eye marveling at the dazzling whiteness. The ear hearkened to the stillness of the solemn air. No sound of wheel rumbling, nor of foot falling, and the busy morning cries came thin and spare. The boys I heard as they went to school, calling. They gathered up the crystal manna to freeze their tongues with tasting, their hands with snowballing, or rioted in a drift, plunging up to the knees, or peering up from under the white-mossed wonder. "Oh, look at the trees," they cried. "Oh, look at the trees." With lessened load, a few carts creak and blunder, following along the white deserted way, a country company long dispersed asunder, when now already the sun, in pale display, standing by Paul's high dome, spread forth below his sparkling beams, and awoke the stir of the day. For now doors open, and war is raged with snow, and trains of somber men, past tale of number, tread long brown paths as towards their toil they go. But even for them a while no cares encumber, their minds diverted, the daily word unspoken, the daily thought of labor and sorrow slumber at the sight of the beauty that greets them, for the charm they have broken. So once again, a fairly conventional poem on a fairly conventional subject. Plenty of people have written about London snow. I think the thing I like most about it is that it comes close to capturing that kind of evanescent thought, that kind of evanescent experience that we all have, and that is the muffling of the world in the immediate wake of a snowstorm. It's kind of interesting to me what aspects of it change and what aspects of it are the same. Apparently in Bridges' time, there was no thought given to children having the day off from school if it snowed 7 inches. Now that would happen. No, not in his day. They're out going to school in wet stockings and stuffed, snow shoes and whatnot. And I like the mention of men traveling down broad brown pathways in the snow. That is absolutely as true today as it was 100 years ago. But it's nice to know that evanescent moment, that element of the pause, the sense of wonder, the sense of brightness and wonder in the world after a snowstorm, immediately after a snowstorm, before we have to start waging war with it. It's nice to know that is still true, and we have poems from the Tang Dynasty that say the same thing. That it's nice that when poets capture something that seems so universal. So those of you who are dealing with snow and blizzard conditions in this massive, massive storm, historic storm, well, you can have this poem in mind, maybe, when you're stranded on the highway. I have no idea. The thing is going to sweep down like that along the United States, which means that this is the coast. It's going to sweep like that. So it's going to miss the coast completely. We're going to get rain. And I believe even northern New England is going to get rain. We might get a touch of snow. But the experience that we will all have in common, except for, I guess, the Northwest, but aside from them, the experience that all the rest of the country will have in common is that whether you get rain or snow, in the immediate wake of that, you're going to get cold. It's going to get very cold, dangerously cold. that's not part of this poem. So we'll see what we can encounter for a poem tomorrow. We'll just keep going with poetry until I disappear. So I will see you then. Thank you, BookTube.